Good morning, I'm Maddie Jansen, and this is the podcast of 17 News at Sunrise. It's everything you need to know to start your day in about 15 minutes.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Breaking news, a double shooting near a central Bakersfield gas station overnight. Police still on scene this morning. We'll have the latest.
The Bakersfield 3 again in the news on this somber anniversary for the family of James Kolstad. How they're remembering the father and son who was shot and killed last April.
She was known as the heartbeat of the Kern County Fair. Today we remember the legacy of Jeannie Burton and all she did to bring smiles and memories to thousands through the years. This is Monday, April 8th, 2019. Good morning. Good to have you with us. I'm Maddie Jansen alongside Alex Fisher and Kevin Charette after what turned out to be a gorgeous weekend.
It really was a gorgeous weekend.
Yeah, folks were real happy at all the events. There was no rain. In fact, Saturday morning it cleared out quickly and it was just beautiful. In fact, kind of warm. I was out of camp out and it was warm.
I would say it was perfect. Yeah, I guess if you're out in the sun all day.
Yeah, it was perfect, but it was a little warm. But hey, I think people were enjoying that rather than rain and strong winds and all that.
Yeah, we were at the Costa Superhero run on Saturday morning and it was just picture perfect. Yeah. I mean, it was great running conditions for everyone who was out there participating, and like you said, Camp Out Against Cancer as well. We were just talking about how many events happened over the weekend. It was a packed weekend.
The weather really cooperated.
Thank goodness the weather cooperated.
Sure, yeah.
Today, a mix of sun and clouds. Still going to be warm for you before we start to see a change in your forecast. 62 degrees right now under a calm wind. And as we take a look at the overall forecast for today, we are going to warm things up. Noontime, 75. 3 o'clock, partly cloudy and 80 degrees. And then for the Tehachapi area, 50 degrees right now, a northwest wind at 7. And as we go throughout the morning, we'll be right near 49 at 7 a.m. And then this afternoon, temperatures nearing 70.
We begin this morning with breaking news out of central Bakersfield. The Bakersfield police are investigating a shooting that left a man dead and a woman in the hospital. Police say it happened just after 1 a.m. at the Fast Trip at the corner of 34th and Q Streets. That's just a couple blocks west of Bakersfield Memorial Hospital. When officers arrived, they found a woman who had been shot once. Paramedics took her to the hospital, and they say she is expected to survive. They also found a man who had been shot several times. He died at the scene.
We received information from the first victim that the incident possibly occurred in this alley, which is actually 32nd Street, at which point we located the crime scene in the 600 block.
Right now, police have 32nd and 33rd Streets between Q Street and San Dimas blocked off. They have not released any information about a possible suspect. We'll continue to keep you updated here on air and on our digital platforms.
A tragic anniversary for the Bakersfield 3. It has been 1 year since James Kolstad, known as one of the Bakersfield 3, was murdered. 38-year-old James Kolstad was shot and killed in southwest Bakersfield a year ago today. It was only a few weeks after one of his friends, Micah Holsenbake, went missing. And a few weeks after Kolstad was shot and killed, Bailey Despot, who also knew the two men, went missing. An arm found in the Kern River last summer was later identified as belonging to Holsenbake. The three mothers have since banded together in search of answers. They run a Facebook page called the Bakersfield 3. And last night they posted a video as James's family got together and hit a few balls in his memory. They say he loved golf. They also wrote messages on seashells they will leave around Bakersfield. Each case now has a reward for information that leads to arrests.
Family and friends came together last night to mourn the loss of a man killed in a hit-and-run crash. We first brought you this as breaking news Thursday morning right here on Sunrise. The crash happened just before 3 a.m. at the intersection of Ming Avenue and Pinion Springs Circle. Police say a man who families identified as 37-year-old Luis Adame was walking in the road outside a crosswalk when he was hit by a car. Paramedics took him to the hospital where he died. Family members say Adame was walking home after meeting friends at a bar when the crash happened. Last night they gathered at a vigil to remember the son and father. BPD says the investigation's ongoing and the person driving that car is still at large. Adame's mother's demanding justice for her son.
This young man leaves so much love. He had the biggest heart. Couldn't have a better friend, son, father. So anybody that knows anything, please come forward. We're begging you. We want justice for Luis Adame.
Family members say Adame would have celebrated his 38th birthday next month. He leaves behind an 8-year-old daughter and a fiance. His family has set up a GoFundMe link to help cover funeral expenses. We've posted that link on our website, kget.com.
Not quite on top of the world, but it's good enough. The Arvin High School color guard team took home silver at the WGI World Championship in Dayton, Ohio on Saturday. The Arvin color guard went into the tournament ranked first in their division. Since November, the team practiced 12 hours a week. Their hard work, of course, certainly paid off, and congratulations to the team on their big win. Of course, you've made us all proud here in Kern County.
Absolutely, so exciting.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Meantime, the Bakersfield Youth Symphony is gearing up for some globe trotting. Held a send-off concert last night. 73 kids and 20 adults will leave in just 5 days for a trip to Bakersfield's sister city, Wakayama, Japan. The group will be performing in a joint concert Wednesday, April 17th with the International Wakayama Children's Choir and the high school brass band.
If you've ever been to Wakayama, Japan and seen these joint concerts, it makes you so proud to see them all up there performing. And we're doing some joint songs at the end, From Sea to Shining Sea and Furu Samato, which is a Japanese folk song. We're doing those all together with their children's choir, and it's going to be beautiful.
The first 2 nights, the group will be staying with host families. After that, they'll do some sightseeing before returning back to the States on the 20th.
You know, it's so neat for, these groups to go and perform or, show off, their skills around the world. And, of course, it's really neat because they've got Kern County and Bakersfield names with them. So.
What an awesome opportunity.
So neat.
U.S. air carriers taking new steps to prevent passengers from stepping aboard Boeing 737 MAX planes. American Airlines is extending cancellations of flights using the jets through June 5th. American says that about 90 flights a day will be canceled, and it will contact affected customers directly by email or phone. The airlines says it is waiting for information from several agencies, including Federal Aviation Administration and the Department of Transportation. More than 300 people died in 2 separate crashes involving the 737 MAX jets. A preliminary report of last month's crash appeared to point to a possible problem with the plane's anti-stall system. All of the 737 MAX planes have been grounded since that crash. The tragic chances are 9 Americans will die today. Another 100 will be injured because of distraction on the nation's highways. Much of that distraction coming from behind the wheel. So this month, during Distracted Driving Awareness Month, safety advocates are on a campaign to get drivers to just drive. NBC's Chris Clackham reports.
Phone distraction, acceleration.
A brand new app launched earlier this year is aimed at helping drivers focus on just driving.
The system automatically measures driving performance and then rates it against metrics that we've developed that are highly correlated with crashes.
Hari Balakrishnan co-founded Cambridge Mobile Telematics and with backing from the insurance industry developed the Drive Well app that tracks your behavior behind the wheel using your smartphone.
The sensors on the smartphones, things like the position sensors, the acceleration sensors, the gyroscope, and other sensors that every smartphone today has.
Safety advocates are grateful for advancements like the app and for all the attention distracted driving is getting.
We know that about 9% of all fatalities on the roadway are the result of people just not paying attention. So we want people just to drive.
Just Drive is the slogan the National Safety Council has adopted for its distracted driving awareness campaign this month that President Nick Smith says encourages drivers to just get back to the basics.
So we just need people focused on the job at hand, which is looking straight ahead and putting their hands on the wheel and just driving.
Avoiding the biggest culprit, texting or talking on cell phones, as well as anything to do with dashboard touchscreens. So that drivers don't learn the hard way the often tragic consequences of those distractions. Chris Clackham, NBC News.
Thanks for listening to the podcast of 17 News at Sunrise. It's a 15-minute summary of everything you need to know about Kern County. There's a new episode every weekday.